Hello and welcome to Quays News. I'm Lily Faye Maguire.
And I'm Megan Hook.
First, thousands of tributes are pouring in for the loss of the beloved Stone Roses bass player Gary Mountfield, who passed away yesterday at the age of 63.
Manchester's own Liam Gallagher has paid tribute alongside Parklife founder Sacha Lord, who said he helped create the soundtrack to his youth.
Corey Bissell has more.
A Manchester-born musical magician and an inspiration to many, Gary "Manny" Mountfield will be remembered for generations for the impact that he had, especially in his hometown.
Stone Roses was one of those Manchester bands that everyone knew. So it's, on the news this morning, it's a bit sad, but one of the bass guitarists had passed, and it's like the end of an era, and he was only, he was in his 60s. Yeah. So, it just shows life's so short, but you've got to enjoy it. Yeah, it's a Manchester style of music. Yeah.
Manny's passing is one that will be felt deeply in the soul of many, with Manchester left mourning a true icon.
Well, it's a very sad business, isn't it? Because the Stone Roses were a massive, for the British music scene and indeed, of course, the Manchester music scene as well. First albums, as close to perfect as you can get for an album like that. They had a brilliant run at it in the late 80s and early 90s, up to sort of mid 90s before it all went wrong. I went to the gig at Heaton Park in 2012 when they reformed, and it was, can only describe it as a bit like Mecca, but for middle-aged white men from the northwest of the UK. It was a really special atmosphere, really magical, and a little bit edgy at the same time. Manny will be enormously missed. Some of my friends had the pleasure to meet him. I didn't have that pleasure myself. But he was a brilliant bassist, almost a bit underrated as a bassist probably, in terms of how significant the bass lines were in the Stone Roses, and he liked a good party as well, didn't he?
The Stone Roses bassist will go down in history for his contribution to one of the greatest bands ever formed. With one thing for sure, he was certainly adored. Corey Bissell, Quays News, Salford.
Next this afternoon, Henley Investment Management, who was behind controversial plans for a 3,000 apartment scheme in London, has now committed to deliver 660 discounted homes in Manchester.
Investment was announced by Mayor Andy Burnham yesterday. Included in this investment is affordable homes for residents across the region. Our reporter Rami spoke to Salford Labour councillor Brendan Cavill for more.
Just that, I don't know if it helps, as I said, is just, I'm Brendan Cavill, I'm the local councillor for Odsall. So the last few years, as I said, I've been working, as I said, with residents, in regard to opposing the plans of Henley's Investment Management, who plan to build 3,300 apartments on the Regent Retail Park estate. And it is that, this is something that residents have been, very, very concerned with the actual scale development, but also the application that was submitted didn't include the necessary contributions for improving the local infrastructure.
As the winter season is upon us, Christmas is coming and families will be buying gifts for their loved ones. However, crime is still a threat with the lack of daylight and cold conditions, meaning families are more at threat than ever.
Greater Manchester Police have given people tips to stay safe during the winter period. Here to bring us this story is Harry Smith.
As darker nights are only approaching Salford, indicating the coming of winter and Christmas soon, there is bound to be neighbourhood crime, with thefts, burglaries and home invasions. Since September 2024, neighbourhood crime has gone down by 24%, according to Greater Manchester Police. Officers have given recommendations to Salford residents how to protect themselves from home invasions if they are not present at home. The first step is keep lights on at home or use television simulators to make your house look occupied. It is recommended to install outdoor lighting such as motion sensors and lights so that intruders cannot approach without being seen. Detective Sergeant Dan Hayes stated that reasons for these recommendations are your address, when it's not occupied, is most likely to get burgled by thieves, and it's an easy target for them. During summer and winter, there is always a high spike in burglaries, as windows and latches are always left unopened, and he does recommend that people should close them when they're not present at home. For winter periods like Christmas, there's always a spike due to the fact that there's parcels, Christmas gifts of high value in homes, so it does make them a target to be burgled. Equally to that, when there's cold temperatures, there is a drop in theft, which is a good thing for the neighbourhood. There's been a shift in focus within Greater Manchester Police since the new Chief Constable was put in post. Additional funding was put in place by Greater Manchester Combined Authority, which is paid for neighbourhood crime teams. For each district, the sole focus for neighbourhood crime is to tackle burglaries, robberies and vehicle crime. This has been done through reactive investigations, bringing offenders to justice to reduce reoffending, and proactive investigation to deter criminals from committing offences.
Manchester Central Food Bank has launched its 2025 Christmas donations campaign, starting from the 1st till the 30th of November.
The Food Bank has launched its reverse advent calendar scheme in aid to support those who are struggling this winter.
Our reporter Millie Stockwin has more.
The reverse advent calendar scheme that began this November is in place to encourage people in Manchester to donate just one item of food each day to the charity. This, in return, by the end of the month, would be able to create the full contents of a food parcel.
So the idea is obviously that people will donate or give something every day instead of getting that little chocolatey treat or something out of there. So it works really well around Christmas time, but we've had such a good response to it over the last couple of years. So lots of workplaces and companies taking up doing it in their own offices, but also a lot of people doing it in like sports clubs and societies and stuff like that, and some people choosing to do it in their own home as well and donating to us that way. So the response has been fantastic in the last few years.
The Food Bank are simply asking local businesses and people to donate and share some festive cheer to families struggling to eat this Christmas. Last year, they were able to provide food to 15,770 people and are on track to feed at least the same amount again this year, which is why donations are so important to maintain the charity.
So the items on our reverse advent calendar are actually all of the things that we give out in all of our parcels. So we give out 3-day emergency food parcels for people and for families in need. So all of each day on the advent calendar is one of the things that we give out. So
they are asking for donations to be dropped off from Monday the 1st of December between 9 AM and 3:30 PM until the 19th of December. Millie Stockwin, Quays News.
Today is World TV Day, a day where the wonderful programmes on our screens are celebrated.
Not only the programmes are recognised, it is also a time to give credit to the hard workers behind the scenes.
Our reporter Eloise Parry has more.
Today, November 21st, marks World Television Day. Today we celebrate the last 99 years of television, everything from the moon landing to I'm a Celeb. I've come to Media City to chat to people about their favourite TV moments.
Friends, when Ross says the wrong name down the aisle.
Oh my God.
When that politician is talking in an interview and then his kids get dragged out of the bedroom. That's a classic.
It was Celebrity Traitors. It was when the final came out, when it was Nick, David and Alan Carr. Oh my God, the tension was crazy.
But today isn't just about the watching. I caught up with Emma Nelson to learn about what goes on behind the scenes of making a TV show.
I'm Emma and I am the Quays TV intern this year at the University of Salford. I make loads of different shows, which is really exciting. So we usually use like iNews to put the shows together, and we've got a few new shows this year which anyone can get involved in at Salford University. It all comes together and then you see a TV show at the end of it. So yeah, it's really cool to be part of and to see it all get put together.
From studios like these to your sofa at home, today we celebrate 99 years of television and look forwards to 100.
To sport now, and our reporter Ellis Bogan headed down to Bellevue Sports Village to round up this week's action.
Outside Manchester Basketball's home court, the National Basketball Performance Centre, as they took on Segal Pristina in their 5th EMBL game. The game finished 99-74 to Manny, with a key performance from Max Jones, who dropped 31 points, shooting 7 from 10 of his three-pointers. It was a relatively easy victory for Manny as they beat the Cosman side, extending their record to 3 wins and 2 losses. After their Derby Day defeat to Manchester City in the WSL, Manchester United women's team headed to Germany as they faced Wolfsburg in the Women's Champions League as they look to continue their perfect start. An early goal from summer signing Fridolina Rolfo wasn't enough as it was cancelled out by 3 first-half Wolfsburg goals. Marla's goal in injury time in the first half wasn't enough to mount the comeback as Manchester United lost 5-2. In more local news, University of Salford's Rugby Union Club did a 24-hour bike ride as they rode from 12:30 p.m. on Sunday to 12:30 p.m. on Monday. They did this for a charitable cause as they raised money for Movember with different milestones relating to different challenges. This year they raised £2,000 compared to last year's £1,200, so congratulations to them. And that's everything with sports this week. I've been Ellis Boggan.
Next to entertainment this afternoon, where we're joined by Chloe Macaulay in the studio to round up this week's Backspin.
Thanks, Lily Faye and Megan. Wicked for Good arrives in cinemas today to seal off the highly anticipated Broadway show turned movie series. Starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo as the two iconic witches, the storyline originally adapted from the 1939 Wizard of Oz, starring Judy Garland as Dorothy. Fans are excited to see whether they will be bewitched once again in the new instalment. I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here continues to fright audiences with contestants such as H and Angry Ginge eating fish eyes and handling huntsman spiders. 2 new campmates have entered the jungle, Vogue Williams and Tom Reed Wilson. And the late Chadwick Boseman, best known for playing Black Panther in the Marvel Universe, has been honoured with a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Thursday. And finally, laws are being put in place to stop people from reselling concert tickets at sky-high prices. Ministers will announce that it will be illegal to sell tickets higher than face value, in light of artists such as Radiohead, Dua Lipa and Coldplay urging the government to honour their manifesto of stronger consumer protections on ticket sites. Well, that's all for entertainment today. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Chloe.
And happy Wicked Day to all that celebrate.
It's a chilly one here today in Salford, and unfortunately it looks like it's here to stay.
Our reporter Natalie is wrapped up warm in Salford Quays to tell us more.
Good morning from Media City, Salford. Today in Manchester we had a very cold start with some early brightness, but clouds have been building throughout the evening. Weather, it will stay fairly overcast moving into the evening, and the temperature will remain the same on the chilly side. I can already see people in Media City defrosting with scarves wrapped tight and their long coats, trying to keep warm with a hot drink. I myself was running a bit late this morning as we had to de-ice the car, which took more than expected. And you know, you can just tell how it's a very clear sign how cold it has been across the region. As we head into the weekend, the weather turns more unsettled on Saturday as we get more cloudy skies and random rainy weather, and it's the same on Sunday. We do get a bit of thicker clouds and the random occasional bursts of rain. So if you are planning to head out this weekend, just stay warm and wrap up and keep an umbrella handy.
And that's all we've got for you today.
Remember to keep warm over the weekend.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.